What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm sitting on my arse, drinking tea and eating chocolate. Quite happy, thank you. Oh, it's a book. It's a book I need to read, apparently. Get Off Your Arse. No. Get Off Your Arse by Burton. Well, Bradley, let's see what you have to say, shall we? I'm not getting off my arse to read it, though. Just so you know. Okay, we'll read it. Chapter 1. Are you sitting uncomfortably? Probably. Quite like to be lie down a little bit more. I want to drink my tea. Then we'll begin. Oh, I'm not quite comfortable, so we'll begin. This book is the kind of self-help business book aimed, quite frankly, at anyone. Jolly good, that's you and me then. It is a must if you own your own business, are thinking about owning a business, or are in the business startup phase. You'll soon see it's written in a different style from most. Probably might find it's probably being read in a bit of a different style from most. I'm the kind of guy who is honest, brutally so. Oh, good, Brad, like a bit of honesty. Not be doing all this mamby-pamby stuff. Just save time, get it out. Sometimes to my own detriment, yeah, I get that. But I hope you'll find that I'm true to my values and, as a result, honest to you, the reader. Oh, jolly good. You'll find stuff in this book which makes so much sense that you'll find yourself nodding in agreement. Amongst the many things we'll be looking at differently are sales, people, networking, motivations, goal, and money. I'm just a working class lad with, I'm often told, a unique approach to life and business. Throughout my life, I've made some bad decisions, and more recently some pretty good ones. This book will help you take yourself from inaction to action. Sitting on your arse feeling sorry for yourself is not an option. Understood? Yes, I didn't say I was feeling sorry for myself, I just said I was sitting on my arse. The difference. Right, that's you told. Yes, that's you told. You're sitting on your arse feeling sorry for yourself. That's you told. Let's get on with the fun, and it'll be fun. However, before we begin, I'll give you a quick CV of my life. I wonder how quick it will be. You might already have learned a little about me, but here it is, my life in a nutshell. Ready? Let's see. Born Manchester, adversity, flashes of brilliance, adversity, heroic failure, Dole, dot-com e-brand leader, marketing genius, more heroic failure, adversity, pizza delivery man, MD of largest joined up business breakfast network in the UK. I know which one that is, do you? Get off your arse and find out. Get off your arse and find out, because I know which one he's talking about. Where were we? Sitting on our arses. The lot. Inside 36 years. Well, that was pretty quick, to be fair. If you want important sounding 3-letter acronyms, cufflinks and lengthy reports, I'm the wrong fella. Good. Quite like you, Bradley. If you're after straight talking, no bullshit, effective business advice from a marketing genius who has been there and done it and is committed to making a difference, you should stick around. Okay, are we sticking around on our arses? Or not on our arses? Like you, I've had a fair dollop of adversity in my life. Serious adversity. I wasn't sure if I would share it, but I've decided to do so later in the book to allow you to get a perspective on just how great life can be one moment and how shit things can turn in the blink of an eye when you win second prize in a metaphorical Monopoly beauty contest. Get the reference? See, you can't live in fear. We all have one life and the idea is to live it. Probably not on our arses. What do you reckon? If you are in employment, this book will give you some answers to some burning questions. You know the ones. Should I leave? Should I get another job? Should I start my own business? These are questions only you can answer. But through reading this book, this one, This one. Remember the title? Some answers may come to the surface about business. If you're not making money, it's called a hobby. Private number plates and fish tanks don't make for a successful business. Oh no. Finding yourself dicking about, I do find myself dicking about quite a bit actually, but I quite like dicking about, it's fun. Wasting time shopping at the IKEA business centre, deciding whether to buy a red or a blue 99p glass sphere called a marketer. No, I don't find myself doing that. I do find myself dicking about, but I don't find myself doing that. Instead of undertaking the tasks you need to do in order to succeed. Back in the bad old days, towards the end of my PAYE employment in 2004, I lived and worked roughly 150 miles away from my family home. Each evening, before going home to my London digs to do nothing of interest, I used to stick around the office with another disillusioned staffer, having our dinner. We called it bleat and 2 veg. Have you ever found yourself in a staff canteen or outside with the smokers, whinging about life or a job and how things are not happening? Naturally, it's always somebody else's fault. That's bleats and 2 veg for you. Once, indulging myself with another helping of bleat, I was gassing with my comrade in arms about the fact that whether we worked 80 or 100 hours a week for the company made not one jot of difference to outcomes that held any interest for us. The unattainable house I wanted for my family would still be unattainable, along with the brand new BMW in the drive and the electric gates. Then the penny dropped. Things had to change. So what was going to change? The company which employed me? Probably not, Brad, probably not. Were the directors suddenly going to recognise what an awesome powerhouse of unique talent I represented? Probably not, Brad, probably not. That's my guess. How? If they played to my strengths, what an amazing difference I would make to business and its bottom line? No. That would suggest the organisation might be obliged to pay me more than what I was worth. So instead, like the rest of the staff, I pretended to work to fill the time, disillusioned with my lot. They played a lot on the computers and stuff and lots of dicking about. In some businesses, dynamic talent is recognised, but not really readily embraced. New ideas? We tried those back in 1986 and they didn't work, so we won't try them again. Oh, I know that. Oh. Work at Thurrock Council. Oh. Did they ever want new ideas? No, they didn't. Don't get me started. Maintaining the status quo as an employee means you'll be safe when the next round of redundancies come up. I recall the directors asking me to come up with a marketing plan, which I duly did. I broke it down into all the elements needed and I kept it as lean as I could spend-wise, but with adequate investment to make it effective. A few days later, in a meeting where they considered the plan, every single point was thrown out at board level. God, that would annoy me. I bet it annoyed him. I bet it did. Let's find out. Why bother asking for something when you don't want the answer? I say that quite a lot, and I said it quite a lot when I worked in local authority. So the slide began. Resentment building. Head of marketing, I knew my stuff, and I knew it would work. Yet everything was dismissed out of hand as daft marketing ideas. True, I'm a marketeer who has some pretty wacky ideas. They are wacky ideas which work, but require 100% powering through, not 90%. The frustration grew as the bean counters whose job it was to say no without question and no at every turn. When you're a staffer in business, it rarely pays to be innovative, as this means sticking your neck out and taking a risk. What if you get it wrong? As a result, most people in corporate businesses just keep their head down, reinforcing a risk-averse culture. Is that nodding? Something else but nodding earlier, wasn't there? Oh, he said you'd be nodding in agreement. Yes, I'm nodding in agreement, Brad, nodding in agreement. Trouble is, it's innovation that keeps a business ahead. And there are plenty of hungry competitors out there prepared to take some risks in order to win. There would be times when the whole team would go to lunch and ask, "Are you coming?" My standard response was, nah, I'm going to finish off this. Insert any old task here. I'd have loved to have gone to lunch with the rest of them, but I could no longer afford it. Microwave rice was on the menu every day I worked in London. Running a home in Somerset, plus paying for my London digs, plus commuting costs really put a strain on the finances. I was living a hand-to-mouth existence. Raiding the 2p jar and explaining to the shopkeeper that I didn't have any coin bags to go to the bank to change them. Look, let's put this into perspective. This is not like living in a third world country. Yes, you may be hungry, but you're not going to starve to death. Well, Brad, I beg to differ. I think there are a few people that have, but that's getting political and I won't go there. However, it was certainly less than pleasant. Ever had this experience? You hear the doorbell ringing and answer it to find no one there. It was a good game when you were a kid though, wasn't it? Ding dong. Puzzled and slightly uneasy, you are about to turn round and close the door, but glance down. To your amazement, you see a large sports bag and decide to take a sneaky look inside. Eyes flicking from side to side, you check that no one's watching and unzip the bag. Wow. It's full to the brim with £50 notes and orders. Has it ever happened to you? No, I didn't think so. Me neither. Why? Because it just doesn't happen. Money doesn't just land in your lap. Ever since Noel Edmonds popularised cosmic ordering, the belief is that individuals can use their desires to connect with the cosmos and make those desires become reality. I assume their fulfilment team has been flat out since then, trying to fulfil all those cosmic orders. I'm still awaiting delivery of my Daytona yellow Lamborghini much Lego. What? Don't know what that is. Which has been on cosmic back order since 2004. So if I really wanted to achieve the things I wanted in life for myself and my family, I had to take control. I needed to start my own business. A brief aside, if you're reading this, are currently employed and thinking about starting a business, try to get a soft landing. Do your thinking and planning during your employer's time. That's a good idea. Like that, not good idea. From my experience, being skint with the 3 days to go before the bank takes the mortgage payment isn't perhaps the best foundation to work from. So, back to my employee story. I walked. On a point of principle, on Friday, December the 17th, 2004, I told my employers to shove the job up their arse. I'd had enough. A wonderfully liberating and fulfilling experience until, of course, I arrived home. Oh, bet that didn't go well. I turned the key in the door to be faced with my supportive wife, baby son, in her arms. She said, "You're home early. Is it to look after Ben while I do the shopping?" That's one way of looking at it. Another way is that I just quit my job. Kerry responded, "Ready? You're an idiot. Why couldn't you just have kept your mouth shut for another 5 days? You could have had your Christmas holiday pay and then sorted out what you wanted to do in the new year," she shouted supportively. Why? I'm a bloke, that's why. That's what we do. We make split-second judgments that create ripples well beyond that split-second deciding moment. Oops. Anyway, in the new year, I'd be setting up my own business. This was clearly the way forward. After all, how difficult could it be? I'm an award-winning marketeer. Oh yes, boys and girls, back in 2000. It's quite a long time ago that he wrote this book. He's written a few more since him. Back in 2000, at the height of the dot-com boom, gosh, I remember that. It was quite a long time ago, wasn't it? God, it was 20 years ago. Oh, feeling old. I won an eBrand Leader Award. Granted, not really that relevant as we went into 2005, and yet for some bizarre reason I felt this badge of honour would pave the way to my success. Where are you in your life right now? What's really pissing you off, and yet you're choosing to do nothing about it? You're a pebble in your shoe. It won't just magic its way out. You've got to do something to get rid of it. Strangely for me, it was when the chips were down and I'd had too much mump at the end of the cash. I'd come alive and perform. So peak performance only came when I was up against it. Crazy. It's almost like the pressure allowed me to work. For most people that doesn't apply. But in my own case, the pressure would either build me up or knock me out. Please don't wait until it gets to that stage. Act now and get off your arse. Go back to being a child. What did you want to be? I wanted to be a car salesman, but unfortunately that dream was never realised. I can't remember. I think I wanted to be a teacher, and that was a mistake. I didn't go into teaching. I went into being a nursery nurse, and I was really, really, really crap. Fast forward 20 years, and I just wanted to be happy. Unhappy with life, unhappy with business. What was going to change? I had no control over anything apart from choosing my actions. Same goes for you. What can you do today to make a difference to your circumstances? You'll get loads of no's in your life. Nodding again. But they don't matter. No is different for everyone. It's the yeses that matter. The amount of this time next year we'll be millionaires. I've said in my life, make Derek Trotter look like a pessimist. I hope you'll get that reference because it was a good reference. That was a very, very, very funny programme. So I started my first business in 2005 and then, nothing. My standing for a point of principle which had got me to reach this point was now behind me. Now what? That's the title of another book he wrote. I'm self-employed with no real idea of how to make it happen, no Janine on reception to talk to and no support team. I know what I'll do. I'll lie on the sofa paralysed with inaction for 3 days a month. MD, what a great title. I couldn't work out whether those letters stood for managing director or managing depression. And I lay on the sofa, wet flannel on forehead. I went to the doctor for antidepressant tablets. You know what? In the last 3 years, I've not been as depressed as I assumed I had been. So what's changed? Have I been prescribed some miracle new wonder drug that has no side effects? I'll let you into my secret. I've been self-medicating. Are you ready for this? I got off my arse. It's that simple. No whinging about how the world had it in for me. Nope. I got off my arse. Over the course of this book, we're going to go on a journey. One which will make a massive and positive difference to the way you think, the way you act, and the way you perform. We're going to set some outrageous goals. I've made a career of setting outrageous goals. I attribute this to being active. There you go. There. I've just done active. To starve off that depression, you need to do something, anything. Which brings me nicely on to the next chapter. Do something, anything. I know what we'll do. We'll get off our arse. We'll get off our arse. I'll tell you what though. I'm taking me chocolate and tea with me. Bye.